Hey guitar enthusiasts, it's Sean. I'm going to teach you all about how to understand chord grids. Now, chord grids are nothing more than a bunch of horizontal and vertical lines with a bunch of boxes, and you'll see them like this with lots of dots and X's and O's and all that kind of great stuff. And you'll see them also like this sometimes at the top of songs. And what's going on is it is basically a representation of the guitar neck. So the thicker line at the top, that represents the nut of the guitar. Then we have the fret wire, that's the actual piece that's stamped into the guitar neck itself, which creates frets where we place our fingers, so the rectangular areas. So this would be our first fret, and then our second, and then our third fret. Now we have 6 vertical lines representing the strings of the guitar, this being our first string, our second, our third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Now, if there's any doubt, the first string is the thinnest one that's closest to the floor when you're holding your guitar, and of course the sixth is our thickest string. All right, so let's take a look at what a chord looks like when it's written down. So this is what we call a C major chord, and you'll notice that there's some dots with numbers, some zeros or O's back here, and an X. Now, what's going on is when you see a dot like that on a string, that means that you're going to place a finger on that string in this fret. Now the numbers themselves mean which finger that you're going to use. So in other words, that means that we're going to place our first finger on the second string of the guitar at the first fret. And then if we go to the next one, we'll notice that it's our second finger on the fourth string at the second fret, and then this means to play the third finger on the fifth string at the third fret. Now, as for the zeros or the O's back here, those just mean to play those strings open. So when we don't put any fingers on a string and we kind of strum it or pluck it, that's what we call an open string. Now, so when we play all of this, we play the fretted notes with the open string. So we play all of that together. Now, as for the X, that means that we just don't include that string in the chord. Now, when chord grids are written out by hand, it's really difficult, with a pencil to put numbers in these dots. So often those numbers will be included back here along with the open strings and the X. Now, from time to time, we'll see chords that look like this. You notice there's no X's or zeros back here. When we see a 1 and a 1 and this weird line here. So what's going on is this is what's known as a bar chord. So B-A-R-R-E, bar chord. And what that means is you're going to push down more than one string at a time, in this case, all 6 strings with a single finger. All right, so here's 7 what we call major chords. Here's the C chord we were doing just a few seconds ago. But for fun, let's take a look at D, its next door neighbor. So if we go by what we just learned, this means that I'm going to put my first finger on my third string at the second fret. I'll leave it there. I'll put my second finger on the second fret, but on the first string. And then I will put my third finger on the third fret on the second string. I'm going to include my fourth string open, and I will not use or strum the sixth or the fifth string. So basically it's the fourth string onward. So there you have it. That's how to read chord grids. I hope that helps. I'm Sean. We'll see you next time.